Fox 10 News starts now with breaking news.
But he went down on his knee.
Again with felony murder. Our Brendan Kirby is live at Government Plaza this morning with this breaking news. And Brendan, this is related to a shooting on Joe Cain Day.
Yeah, that's right, Ashlyn. It happened minutes after a different shooting that occurred about a block away downtown, hours after the parades. This shooting was during what police describe as a robbery, and it was at a parking lot between Government and Conti Streets across from the Sanger Theater. Police say that there was a shootout during that robbery attempt, and they say that the victim returned fire and killed Javeli Alexander. On Saturday, police arrested an alleged accomplice, Rodney Davis Jr. He's charged with felony murder. Now, you don't see circumstances like this very often. Prosecutors allege that Davis and Alexander were both involved in the robbery, and even though it was his alleged accomplice who died, and Davis wasn't the one who shot him, he can still be held liable under the law. What's required is the prosecutors prove that Alexander's death was a foreseeable consequence of a felony that Davis was committing. The judge denied bail because Davis already was out on bond in another case. He's charged with illegal possession of prescription drugs. That misdemeanor charge stemmed from a traffic stop in September. According to court records, Davis was a passenger in the vehicle, which police pulled over because they suspected that people inside had been involved in a shooting. Prosecutors did not provide a lot of details about the alleged robbery and shooting that occurred on Joe Cain Day. Davis is due back in court on Thursday. Reporting live from Government Plaza, Brendan Kirby, Fox 10 News.
Well, also today, history is about to be made in a Mobile courtroom as this man, Marcus Cobbs, becomes the first to face trial under Alabama's new gang enhancement law. Cobbs goes to trial today in a case that could set a precedent for how the 2023 law is applied across the state. In fact, jury selection is wrapping up right now. The gang statute allows prosecutors to add a mandatory 25 years to a prison sentence for crimes committed to further gang activity. Police arrested Cobbs back in November of 2024. He faces charges of marijuana trafficking and criminal enterprise. Before opening arguments, prosecutors and Cobbs' defense attorney are expected to work out a key question: whether the gang charge is a sentencing enhancement or a separate charge altogether. Fox 10 News will be in the courtroom today, and we'll have updates right here on Fox 10 as the day progresses. Down in what prosecutors call a revenge killing. And today, 3 men accused in her death are expected to face a jury. LaQuante McCants, Antonio McCants, and Darian Johnson all charged with murder and shooting into an occupied building in the 2020 death of 62-year-old Martha McGinzy. Investigators stormed McGinzy's home on Roderick Road in Mobile and opened fire just hours after her son Sidney Burke shot and killed Keontae McCants. Burke pleaded guilty to manslaughter for that crime, so this is the second trial in the case. In December, a jury took just 10 minutes to find a 4th defendant, Keontae McCants, not guilty. His defense attorney said he never got out of the car. And a 5th suspect, Darren Miller, faces the same charges and goes before a judge later this week to set his trial date. And as you can see, it's already been a very busy Monday here at Fox 10. We appreciate you starting your week with us and trusting us to keep you informed. You're watching Fox 10 Midday. I'm Ashlyn Mitchell. It's 11:02. Now let's kick things off with a look at our weather forecast. Nick, the Gulf Coast waking up to some cold temperatures this morning.
Yeah, and we're expecting another very cold morning tomorrow morning. Want to give you the heads up to that. We're going to see temperatures in the 20s. Right now, we're dealing with cold temperatures and a lot of wind. Your temperatures are in the 40s, 49 degrees in D'Iberville, Mississippi, 49 in Mobile, 46 degrees, I should say, in Orange Beach, and 49, almost 50 in Mobile. Again, from our Navigator Credit Union camera, you can see the blue sky out there. A little bit of shake to the camera, low water levels in the bay right now as we have a strong northwesterly wind blowing in. 26 miles per hour is the gust observation at Mobile Regional Airport, 24 in Bay Minette, 14 in Bruton, 28 in Evergreen out of the north. With this strong wind that we have in place, we have a red flag warning that's been issued. That is a essentially fire weather warning. No burning, period, today. Do not burn. The humidity levels are very, very low. That combined with gusts to 25, 30 miles per hour, it is not a good recipe for fires. We have already been tracking a rather significant fire that has happened here north of Lake Pontchartrain that has at times caused Interstate 12 to be at a standstill. So red flag warning, no burning for today. Here's your future cast. It's clear skies through the day today. Overnight tonight, with those clear skies, we'll have some wind around. Temperatures will drop into the 20s. Then through the day on Tuesday, temperatures in the 50s with mostly sunny skies in the afternoon. Tuesday night's not as cold, and Wednesday, wind turns out in the south and things change significantly. High temperatures on Wednesday getting up into the 70s. A huge change there with a rain chance by the middle, or I should say the back half of the week here, around Thursday into Friday. We'll have the details on this rain chance. Could we see any thunderstorms and what kind of weather comes behind this cold front? We'll have all the details coming up.
It really did look and feel like a war zone. And I think that feeling of anxiety, that feeling of what does happen next or what could happen next is driving what a lot of people are feeling right now.
And today, for many Mexican citizens and tourists alike, there have been reactions ranging from concern to downright panic as suspected gang members torched vehicles and blocked roads. It's all in retaliation of the death of cartel leader known as El Mencho. Mexico's defense secretary praising U.S. support in killing of El Mencho. Mexico's Secretary of National Defense said support from the United States allowed authorities to, quote, dismantle the information networks of El Mencho.
We also benefited from U.S. institutions and intelligence agencies, and this allowed us to dismantle the information networks of El Mencho and to proceed with the arrest operation. As you know, the intelligence process is very complex. It requires a lot of time.
The cartel leader managed to avoid capture for years. His detention and death is one of the most significant blows to organized crime in recent years and the first high-profile operation under President Claudia Sheinbaum. Now, the fall of El Mencho may mark a major security milestone, but with tourism, foreign investment, and security for the 2026 World Cup at stake, the world now watches to see how Mexico handles what could come next. And in our national news today, the search for Nancy Guthrie is now in week 4, and investigators say they are still pursuing several leads to identify a suspect. Fox spoke to a former soccer star whose own parent was kidnapped about what the Guthrie family might be feeling. Fox News correspondent Rebecca Castor picks it up from here.
The Pima County Sheriff's Department says there is no change in resources here, and hundreds of law enforcement remain on the case. It's day 23, and investigators still have not named a suspect or motive in Nancy Guthrie's disappearance.
For someone who's been in this situation for a couple of times, I understand what they're going through. I can feel the pain. They just have to keep the faith.
Former Chelsea FC star Mikel John Obi's father was kidnapped twice in Nigeria, and he says both times the captors wanted money.
When it becomes difficult is when you don't know exactly the reason why he or she's been kidnapped.
Investigators have not confirmed the authenticity of ransom notes sent to media outlets in the Guthrie's case. But for people in the public eye, like Nancy's daughter, Savannah, Mikel says it's hard not to feel responsible for your loved one's disappearance.
Obviously, you're the guy that they're coming after. They want to get money from you.
Over the weekend, law enforcement remained focused on isolating mixed DNA found at the 84-year-old's home. But the sheriff warns that process could take months.
The prolonged aspects of this make it so much more difficult because as you're having to just revisit it and there's no going away from it.
Volunteer groups also took up the search. They did find a backpack, but it was determined by authorities to be unrelated to the case.
We're out here just to support and just be here as more support and see if we can find anything.
The sheriff's department is telling people who want to search for Nancy on their own that they should leave the work to the professionals. In Tucson, Arizona, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
Meanwhile, the FBI is investigating after a man who was shot and killed over the weekend in what may have been a third assassination attempt on President Trump. Palm Beach Sheriff Rick Bradshaw held up a photo showing what they recovered after a man identified as 21-year-old Austin Tucker Martin was shot and killed after allegedly entering President Trump's property at Mar-a-Lago. The picture is of a shotgun and a gas can on your screen here. President Trump was not in Florida at the time, and the motive still unclear.
Only words that we said to him was drop the items, which means the gas can and the shotgun. He put the gas can down and pointed the shotgun at the officers.
Just last week, an 18-year-old man was arrested after approaching the Capitol with a shotgun and complicating efforts further. The Department of Homeland Security is now starting its second full week under a funding shutdown, something the president is almost certain to talk about as government officials, lawmakers, and their many guests converge on Capitol Hill. And in the meantime, leaders in Washington and around the world are reacting to President Trump's Saturday announcement that he's raising global tariffs to 15%. That's up from the 10% he imposed just a day earlier. The back-to-back tariff announcements came after the Supreme Court ruled Friday that the sweeping emergency tariffs Trump imposed last year are illegal. But the High Court's ruling only applies to the duties Trump imposed using one specific law. And the president immediately responded by saying he will now rely on other legal authorities to keep those tariffs in place. As for the tens of billions of dollars U.S. companies paid after Trump raised tariffs last year, Democrats are now demanding the money be refunded. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says the High Court didn't address refunds, but remanded it down to a lower court. And President Trump is preparing for tomorrow's State of the Union address at the same time. Immigration enforcement is expected to be a key focus, and a growing number of Democrats are planning to boycott this event. Instead, some lawmakers will attend a rally on the National Mall called the People's State of the Union, where they'll highlight those they say have been harmed by the administration's policies. Still ahead on this Monday, Pritchard Mayor Carletta Davis is hosting a traveling town hall tonight. We've got the details if you're interested. Plus,
the Northeast is waking up to a winter wonderland this morning. I'm Caroline Elliott in New York, and I'll have the latest on those impacts coming up.
I guess winter wonderland's one way to put it. 30 inches of snow up there. Quite crazy. For us, we're getting blasted with some cold air. It is going to be a cold day today. 46 degrees right now with a northwest wind at 15 miles per hour. Feels like 40 flat down at Orange Beach. I'll have a look at those temperatures across the region and a look at the temperature forecast in the days ahead coming up.
Welcome back into Fox 10 Midday this morning. The northeastern part of the U.S. now covered in snow and blizzard conditions, all thanks to a nor'easter. That video behind me now. Caroline Elliott has much more in this report.
It's now been snowing for 24 hours straight, and across the region, officials are seeing record snowfall.
I mean, it's been tough this year.
A powerful bomb cyclone is barreling through the Northeast with more than 40 million Americans under blizzard warnings.
I'm done. I'm done with it. I'm ready for spring.
Heavy and dense snow combined with high winds is putting a strain on power lines, leaving more than 500,000 without power across the East Coast and 100,000 of those outages in the state of New Jersey alone.
This is not a typical snowstorm. It's nothing like we've seen for almost 30 years.
The snow leading to low visibility and near whiteout conditions in some areas. Many states proactively suspending mass transit systems and enacting travel bans. Even the popular delivery app DoorDash suspending service in New York City.
For your safety, stay home, stay inside, and stay off the roads.
The stormy conditions are still not stopping some tourists from enjoying the winter weather. This couple traveling from the UK to New York on vacation with their grandchild, making it just in time for a historical blizzard.
It's not really like this in the UK, so it's quite different to see it in New York, and it's quite magical as well.
Oh, it's absolutely brilliant. I can't wait to throw her in the snow, build a snowman. Can't wait. Throw snowballs at it.
And travelers are also getting hit hard at the airport with tens of thousands of flights disrupted through Tuesday. In New York, Caroline Elliott, Fox News.
Some serious stuff with this snowstorm. So you're looking here, this is southeastern Connecticut, Mystic, Connecticut to be exact. The snowfall, you know, the wind doesn't look that bad there. That's actually a pretty nice shot, but the snowfall rates have been really high there. They're in one of the heavier bands. You can see how big the flakes are. We're talking about snowfall totals in the 10s, 20s, 30s inches kind of range there. It is extreme kind of stuff. I've seen reports of snow plows that have gotten stranded because they can't keep up with the snow. So that's the kind of stuff that we're dealing with. On the upper level chart, you can see a huge upper level low over the northeastern United States. That is the big nor'easter. It's a vertically stacked, mature, powerful system. One thing that has done for our local forecast, it has pushed in a significant amount of cold air. We have a very, very cold night ahead tonight. Your forecast across the region, chilly temperatures during the daytime today. Birmingham only getting to 41 degrees, 42 in Atlanta. 452 in Mobile, and again, windy conditions out here. These windy conditions leading to feels like temperatures much lower through the day today. Then overnight tonight, the wind does relax for us locally, but we are looking at a pretty significant freeze. Here's 21 in Birmingham, 25 Atlanta, 19 in Nashville with snow showers ending, 27 in Mobile. And other locations across our local area, 24 in Monroeville, Evergreen, Bruton, Atmore, 25 in Crestview, 27 in Leakesville and Lucedale. Get ready for a cold night. Protect the plants. I think that's the biggest thing that we have to think about, because I think a lot of folks with the warm weather started to think about maybe growing something, and we have a big cold snap coming our way, even colder for tomorrow morning. But the changes are on the way as well. You can see that by Thursday morning, we're at 60 degrees, a much warmer field there. This is as we get ready for our next rain chance. Dry conditions continue for the Gulf Coast. We are in a drought. You can see the drought monitor showing moderate drought. This is a problem with the wind that we have currently. Therefore, a red flag warning is in place. That is a fire weather warning. No burning today. And I can't say that clearly enough. With the wind that we have going on, dry conditions, it is just plain not recommended. Eventually, we get some rain in this forecast. Through Wednesday, we're dry. Thursday, late in the day, we could see a couple isolated showers developing, but I think the bulk of the rain chance comes Thursday night into the first half of the day on Friday. Your Futurecast with GFS shows this front rolling in here. We're going to see rain showers on Thursday. Could we see a thunderstorm Friday morning? It's a possibility. Again, this looks like a weaker system. We're not really expecting any notable severe weather with this, but we'll keep an eye on things, of course. This clears out and we dry out by the end of the day on Friday. Rainfall amounts with this system, not a lot, only around 1/4 of an inch in the latest run of the GFS forecast model, showing a little less than that. So keep that in mind. Then the weekend outlook as we get through it, 77 degrees by Sunday. Temperatures behind this front, not that bad. Here's your 7-day outlook. Again, temperatures returning to the 70s by the middle of this week, rain chance at the end of it, and then a nice weekend ahead.
That looks good there, Nick. Thank you for that update. Well, Pritchard Mayor Carletta Davis is bringing City Hall directly to the community tonight with a traveling City Hall meeting. Mayor Davis will hold an open community conversation at Mount Sinai Missionary Baptist Church that's located in Whistler. The meeting gives District 5 residents a chance to voice concerns, ask questions directly to city officials. It's also an opportunity for residents to learn more about city services and local initiatives. If you are interested, the meeting starts tonight at 6 at Mount Sinai Missionary Baptist Church, located on Mount Sinai Avenue in Whistler. District 5 is represented by Councilman Roy Smith II. 11:21 on your Monday, still much more to come. We have a couple of road closures to warn you about in Gulf Shores and Mobile. Stick around for those details when Fox 10 Midday returns. Welcome back. A major road closing is ongoing in Gulf Shores now. AlDOT closing a portion of Canal Road. In fact, crews are installing bridge painting equipment, widening the road, and paving near the south roundabout. Detour signs will direct you to use County Road 4, also known as Cotton Creek Drive, as a different route. This work is all part of the new Intracoastal Waterway Bridge project, and once complete, the bridge will help reduce traffic congestion, improve emergency access, and enhance safety during evacuations. We are told work should be completed by Friday at 6:30 p.m., so make a note of that. And another quick reminder for drivers in Mobile, an upcoming road closing might impact your commute here. The Mobile Airport Authority will temporarily close part of Perimeter Road at Mobile International Airport, which starts tomorrow. It's to allow crews to install underground utilities to support construction of a brand new airport hangar. Work could last roughly 12 hours, but it could take 24 hours because of possible delays, and the road should reopen by Wednesday. Listen to this. In Georgia, a blown engine on a Delta flight started a large grass fire at the Savannah airport. Look at this. According to air traffic control audio, Delta Airlines Flight 1067 lost an engine on takeoff Sunday evening. The flight to Atlanta returned to the airport, but the blowout started a grass fire near the taxiway. Smoke started to impact visibility in the area. Crews were able to get control of the fire a short time later, and thankfully no reports of injuries in this incident. 11:26 now. Thank you for staying with us. Still to come, how Trump's recent tariff decision is affecting the stock market. We'll tell you what you need to know in your business headlines. Plus, we take a look at tax changes as we are in the middle of tax season. Make Ends Meet is after the break, but first let's go ahead and check in with Nick.
And your temperatures outside still very cold. We're still in the 40s, 49 degrees, but that northwest wind at 17 miles per hour, that's the thing that we're watching because it makes it feel a lot colder. Your feels like temperature is 43. We'll have more on your forecast coming up.
Committed to you. This is Fox 10 Midday.
Welcome back in. Turning now to your half-hour headlines on this Monday. First, a mother and her young daughter were killed after an Amtrak train struck their vehicle. We're told it all happened just before 7 a.m. Saturday at a railroad crossing on Bellingrath Road near Cary Hamilton Road. Investigators have identified the victims as 31-year-old Brittany Williams and her 8-year-old daughter. Both tragically died at the scene. We'll bring you updates in this case as we receive them. And in global news, a Venezuela-based prisoner rights group says it's verified that the government has released 16 people who were held in Venezuelan prisons for political reasons. The release comes 3 days after a new Venezuelan amnesty law signed by acting President Delcy Rodriguez first took effect. The gesture is being seen as a major policy shift following January's U.S. military raid in Caracas to capture then-President Nicolas Maduro and bring him back to the United States to stand trial on narco-terrorism charges. And finally, late movie director Rob Reiner's son pleads not guilty in court. 32-year-old Nick Reiner is accused of fatally stabbing his famous father and mother late last year in their Los Angeles home. He's been in custody since that took place. Now, he could go to prison for life or even face the death penalty, but prosecutors haven't said if they'll seek capital punishment. Reiner did not enter a plea at his initial arraignment because his former attorney withdrew from the case. And in our business news today, uncertainty over President Trump's new tariffs. Domino's pumps up pizza's prospects. And an AI leader wants to be the brain of PCs once again. Here's Fox's CJ Papa with our Monday business briefs.
Tariff uncertainty is back after President Trump revealed a 10% global tariff, then raised it to 15%, following the U.S. Supreme Court striking down the tariffs imposed under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. Goldman Sachs says its estimates for tariff impact on inflation and growth are little changed. They say the bulk of the impact passed through to consumers has already happened, with just a 0.1% impact expected on prices this year. Domino's Pizza held up better than expected in the recent quarter. Its sales rose 3.7%, helped by promotions and new menu items. The pizza business has been hit by more people cooking at home and competition from food delivery services that give people more options. Domino's now has a relationship with DoorDash and others. And NVIDIA, known for producing chips for artificial intelligence, is getting back into the business of running your personal computer. The Wall Street Journal says NVIDIA will produce chips for laptops hitting the market this year from Dell, Lenovo, and others. Analysts say NVIDIA wants to keep a connection with consumers in an era when every device will be AI-enabled. CJ Papa, Fox News.
All right, snowstorm time. Here we go. This is Seaside Heights, New Jersey, where we still have heavy snow that is falling. This is the pier there. In some of these coastal locations, we have seen extreme hurricane force wind gusts. Now here in New Jersey, you're not seeing that as much, but I'll tell you, I've seen reports from just off to the north where we have seen some significant wind gusts. I want to show you where the center of the storm system is now. This is the upper level chart that I'm showing you. This is not the surface chart. So this does show that this system is vertically stacked. It is a very mature system. The life cycle of a nor'easter, this is definitely in its mature, full out, powerful stage. And we see that here. The center circulation is located just off of eastern Massachusetts here. This is going to be tracking off to the north. I want to zoom in here, look at the radar live right now. We'll start in Massachusetts. So here's Massachusetts, and here's Rhode Island, there's Connecticut, Providence, Rhode Island right here, Boston's right here. You can see this band of very heavy blue here. That's some of the heaviest snow that's falling. Some of the strongest winds have been observed just near the coast here. Nantucket with a wind observation around 80 miles per hour. This is again like a hurricane except with snow. And going down, we'll zoom in first here. So this is Bristol, Providence, Plymouth is right here, Provincetown's right here, Nantucket's down here. This is where we saw some of the heaviest wind. The heavy snow continues here. Looking over Connecticut, we still have moderate to heavy snow continuing here. New York City, which is right here, there's Manhattan, right where my finger is. We have had this band of heavy snow over the city right now, dumping a ton and ton and ton of snow. We've seen some really impressive snowfall totals here, and going down the coast where New Jersey was, we still have snow that is falling. The national temperature picture shows all of the cold air over Canada that is being driven down into our region, and we've even seen some of the cold temperatures. It is 46 degrees right now in Mobile. Elsewhere across the region, sunny skies, 44 Evergreen, 48 Panama City. We have a very strong northerly wind here with gusts around 25 miles per hour. We'll keep the gust around through the day today out of the northwest. Eventually this evening they will relax, but until 6 p.m. no burning, a red flag warning, high fire danger. Your forecast this afternoon, temperatures in the 50s. It feels like temperatures in the 40s under a mainly sunny sky. Looking ahead to the overnight period and early on our Tuesday morning, this is the coldest part of our forecast. Temperatures 24 in our inland spots. Very cold. Then Tuesday afternoon, 57 degrees, but we're back to the 70s by Wednesday and Thursday. Rain chance comes into the picture late Thursday into Friday here. First half of the day on Friday, rain showers, maybe a rumble of thunder. Then a nice weekend follows with temperatures in the 70s.
All right, Nick, thank you. Here's a question for you. Are you working in a dangerous job? Well, a new report is out now listing the most dangerous jobs in the country, and some of them might actually surprise you. Our anchor, Sarah Wall, is taking a look at this new report. What makes these jobs the most dangerous, even deadly in some cases, and what officials say workers need to know. You can find this on the Fox 10 Gulfstream TV app, and you can always watch live at 9 a.m. on our Fox 10 Facebook page. Well, this Friday, Fox 10 and Infirmary Health are hosting a free heart health screening event. There, you'll get a complete cholesterol screening and blood pressure check with just a simple finger stick and results in 5 minutes. No fasting is required. We strongly encourage you to take part in our Show Your Heart Some Love event. It's happening this Friday morning from 8 to 11 at Pro Health in Mobile, Thomas Fitness Center in Fairhope, and North Baldwin Fitness Center in Bay Minette. A healthcare professional will review your results on the spot. You can find much more information on our website, fox10tv.com. And as you file your federal and state income tax returns for the 2026 tax year, you'll need to pay attention to some big changes. Don G had a chance to talk with an expert on federal and state tax codes. It's to help you get as much as you can when you submit your returns.
It's tax time again, whether you do your taxes or someone else files the return. These updated credits and deductions take more time and preparation if you want to put more money in your pocket.
There's a lot of change this year, a lot of good change that can put more money in your pocket.
The money won't make it into your pocket until that important tax information gets added to your tax return, whether you do it yourself or ask for a little help. Mark Stieber, Chief Tax Officer for Jackson Hewitt Tax Services, suggests a tax professional can help you avoid errors and maximize the amount of your return.
It's critically important that you capture all of your tax information because accuracy is critically important. Have a plan that works, and get started as soon as possible because right now is when that stuff starts to come in.
With so many updates impacting credits and deductions, taxpayers may need to do a few extra calculations.
Well, there's a new deduction for people who have tip income up to $25,000 in tax deductions. If you're an employee that has overtime, qualified employee overtime is up to $12,500. There's a new deduction for automobile loan interest if you bought a car in 25 and beyond, and up to $10,000 deductible. And if you're 65 or older on December 31st, there's a deduction up to $6,000 per person.
These are just a few details for a few of the newest deductions. There are more.
You have to have, attention to detail. You watch for those documents. You don't guesstimate. You don't estimate.
And don't wait until the last minute. Start early. A little extra time could literally pay off.
You file early, you get your money early. You file early to lock up your data like you lock up your house or you lock up your car.
If someone steals your identity and files a tax return in your name and steals your refund, the IRS will reject your later filed legitimate return. File first. File early to help avoid trouble of having to then file a claim of fraud with even more paperwork.
If you're going to owe, file early to find out exactly what you're going to owe so that you can put that money aside because you still do not have to pay until April 15. Filing your taxes are separate from paying your taxes.
You should have received your W-2 and 1099. If not, you need to contact the company you worked for. April 15, 2026, individual tax returns are due. October 15, 2026, individual tax returns for those who've received an extension are due. For resources, you can head to irs.gov. Just a heads up, if it were to happen, tax refunds can be impacted by a full or partial government shutdown, but you still may be able to get your refund. Helping you make ends meet, I'm Dawn G.
Some timely advice there. Still to come on the show, we take a look at the highest paying jobs 5 years after graduating. Plus, the Winter Olympics are over. We're taking a full look back in your Midday Talkers when Fox 10 Midday returns. Welcome back. It's hard to believe, but the Milano Cortina Winter Olympics officially came to an end yesterday with a closing ceremony in the historic Verona Arena.
The games wrapped up after 17 days of competition, showcasing both triumphant moments and heartbreaking defeats for athletes around the world.
Yes, organizers used the ceremony to look ahead to the next Winter Olympics, which will be hosted in the French Alps in 2030.
The Olympics featured 116 medal events. And here's how the final count shaped up.
Norway dominated the gold medal count with 18, followed by the USA with 12, and host country Italy took home 10.
When it comes to overall medals, the rankings stay the same, with Norway leading 41 total medals, U.S. with 33, and Italy with 30.
And obviously, we're coming off of a huge hockey win yesterday. Nikki, you were saying you didn't get to watch the game live.
I watched the final clip, and that is it.
The most important one. I actually got up early yesterday to watch it live at 7 o'clock. o'clock, and it was amazing. My husband and I went back and we're watching the Miracle documentary from 1980, which is the last time that the U.S. men's team secured a gold. The women's team secured a gold as well this year. I was emotional. It was amazing.
I did watch, however, the I forget what they call it, the gala skates.
Yeah, yeah.
Some of the most artistic skating I have ever seen from that amazing Team USA. That was so fun to watch. From somebody who comes from a design background of productions like that, to see them go outside the box and do a really interpretive production, that was super cool.
Yes.
Check those out if you have not watched.
It was an amazing Olympic season for sure, and I think the post-Olympic blues are kicking in there, but definitely going to be going back and watching the highlights over the next few days. Well, if your bananas seem like they're a little too ripe to enjoy, don't toss them out just yet.
Today is National Banana Bread Day. Extra ripe bananas give this dessert its signature taste.
You can find ready-to-bake box cake recipes for banana bread or get creative and make your own. There are lots of recipes online to get you started. If I would have known today was National Banana Bread Day, I would have made some of my famous chocolate homemade banana bread.
You need to do that
It is
one day.
Incredible. It's amazing.
I would love that.
That's just the fact of the matter. I wish I had time to make some today.
Yes, please do that sometime soon. Up next.
Yeah, well, new data revealing which college majors earn the most money 5 years after graduation.
According to an analysis of the 2024 census data from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, engineering majors earn some of the highest salaries right out of college.
And analysis found that workers ages 22 to 27 who studied computer engineering, computer science, and chemical engineering earn median early career salaries of $85,000 or more.
According to the U.S. Census Bureau data, that's well above the median personal income, a little over $45,000. I know many an engineer in the wonderful engineering department at the University of South Alabama. They are all smarter than me.
Absolutely.
Therefore, they make more money than me.
Just those technical, computer-based, science-based careers, they usually do. I'm not smart enough for that, and that's okay.
All the engineering folks that were in my classes, because we, as meteorologists, have to take a lot of your engineering-based, physics-based course that the same engineers do. And we just look at them with the most, just respect. They do a lot of hard work. There's a reason they make that much money.
It's incredible. Shout out to all of our engineers who are making the world turn. Well, Fox's Fear Factor House of Fear contestants take on a pain auction.
Extracted survivalists face a food trial.
And the Masked Singer takes a cue from the Spice Girls.
We have a look at that and more when what's coming up on Fox this week.
Yeah, here's Fox's Ashley Dvorkin.
Spice up your life on The Masked Singer. Here's what's hot on Fox.
I cannot believe it.
First, Monday starts with Extracted, where survivalists face a food trial, while a hidden power card at HQ ends up in cutthroat decisions.
Something's wrong with me.
Then, Memory of a Killer brings an episode reflecting on Angelo's past, as he remembers when he first learned his brother had Alzheimer's and it forced him to make a life-changing decision.
This man may have been murdered.
Tuesday, on Best Medicine, the town is on high alert when a corpse is found and an autopsy reveals it was a murder. After that, Fox Entertainment presents live coverage of the State of the Union address.
Oh, I'm ready.
Wednesday, what The Masked Singer really wants is Spice Girls Night and special guest panelist Taraji P. Henson.
Oh, that's a big needle. Whoa.
Then on Fear Factor House of Fear, the remaining contestants bid on how much they can take in a 24-hour pain auction. And for the first time, no one is safe from elimination in a pie-eating contest, Fear Factor style.
Let's go!
Chefs go fishing on Next Level Chef when 3 giant fishes descend on the platform, and teams work together preparing their catch.
A missing cockatiel was spotted on the 500 block of Rainier Avenue.
We're on it.
Back-to-back comedies follow. On Animal Control, Frank tries to rescue 24 animals in 24 hours after Templeton is nominated for Animal Control Officer of the Year. Then Papadakis fills in as the Colonel's right-hand man on Going Dutch. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Quite the variety there. A little something for everyone, it seems.
Yes, let's get a look outside right now. This is Dauphin Island, our Dauphin Island Sea Lab camera on the east end of Dauphin Island, where you can see the wind is blowing strong. We will have more on your forecast coming up shortly.
Back a major conservation effort is bringing life back to an island. Some scientists are drilling deep under Antarctica, pulling out millions of years of history. Plus, a rare baseball card sells for a staggering amount of money. Here's Patrick Cornell with today's Take a Look at This.
After more than 150 years, these giant tortoises are back where they belong. Ecuador released 158 of the animals onto Floriana Island, part of the Galapagos Islands, well known as the inspiration for Charles Darwin's theory of evolution. Each tortoise specially bred for a return to the island. Whalers and the introduction of new species wiped out the giant tortoise population by the mid-19th century. The reintroduction of this species is the culmination of a decade of work by Ecuador's Ministry of Environment and Energy. Scientists say these creatures play an important role in the ecosystem, helping regenerate natural habitats. The larger goal is to restore the island and return 12 locally extinct species. Another scientific exploration, albeit an icier one, is taking a reported record look at the inside of our Earth. An international team of researchers says it drilled under more than 1,715 feet of the West Antarctic ice shelf, pulling out a 748-foot sediment core, something they say is the longest ever. Scientists claim that core contains 23 million years worth of layers. They plan to study the supersized sediment specimen for evidence of how the ice shelf reacted during warm periods in Earth's history, giving clues to how continued warming in the future could affect how quickly the ice sheet melts. Finally, a piece of history just sold at auction for big bucks. This T206 Honus Wagner card dates back to 1909 when its original owner pulled it from a cigarette pack. The legendary shortstop played 21 seasons across the late 1800s, early 1900s, mostly for the Pittsburgh Pirates. The auction house says the rare card remained among the same family for 117 years until going up for auction, selling for more than $5 million. For Take a Look at This, I'm Patrick Cornell.
Yeah, those baseball cards can go for thousands of dollars sometimes. I have an Albert Pujols baseball card from the St. Louis Cardinals back when he was a home run hitter, so not really sure how much it's worth, but maybe I should check.
I don't know. I don't think I have any baseball cards.
That's okay. You're not as cultured as I am.
Let's look at the forecast. Outside, cold mornings continue to be the deal here over the next couple of mornings. Well, really over the next morning, I should say, because tomorrow morning is the coldest one that we have. After that, the warming trend begins, and it is off to the races with temperatures in the 70s really through this long-range forecast. Rain chance does come into the picture Thursday into Friday. Right now, the picture is beautiful blue sky and crystal clear water right now at the pass in Orange Beach. Love this shot there. Over the next couple of hours, we will see temperatures eventually getting up into the 50s. Rain chances over the next 7 days. Let's talk about this next rain chance. It comes in here Friday. After that, Friday evening, we clear out. And look at the temperatures this weekend in the 70s. Ooh, this is nice. Saturday. Mostly sunny and 75 degrees, 77 on Sunday. Maybe excited for a nice weekend ahead. I know it's Monday, but we can always look ahead.
Glad the cold is a little short-lived. We hope your Monday is off to a wonderful start. Thank you for spending it with us. We will see you on Fox 10 Live at 3 p.m.